Okay, ever so sorry about that, guys. Now spectating. Yeah, of course I was spectating anyway. Right, like I said, ever so sorry about that, guys. Having a bit of a internet issue. So we got Rick and Alu Palu out first. I don't know who was poll or whatever. I apologise, my internet went a bit weird. So we have Rain here in China. We got Pappy, who is DNF'd already in the first lap since I've not been here. And it looks like someone else has lost it. Sorry, Stell lost it there going through sector 2. So yes, I'm just catching up with everything. Unfortunately, after being disconnected during that somehow, I don't know what happened. My internet just went a bit funny. So yeah, Hyped making a move on Nico and getting it done nicely, nice and close between these three. So Rick getting the fastest lap, obviously for the first lap. Hyped and Nico fighting out here up and run to the run of turn 1. So Swem, Polus and Polus Mitchell. I just call you Mitch because I know that's what most people call you. And Harv all into the pits. Alu and his teammate are already pretty close. Ish out in 3rd, Stowe in 4th, Hyped here in 5th, keeping the gap round under the 2-second mark. Harm ever so close behind him, and Nico's slipping a little further back now. Twilight's just behind him, Hyde in 9th, Stell in 10th, and then Sven, Mitch and Harv a little further behind because they've all pitted. So Steb's closing in on Ish here. Let's watch this on the run into their hairpin. Little bit of a twitch coming out of there, but obviously being wet, it is not going to be nice. So 2nd, 3rd, 4th, pretty close here. Could be a nice 3-way battle for 2nd. And then 5th, 6th is having a little battle as well between Hyped and Harm. But let's stick on board with these guys. In fact, it could be a 4-way battle because they've closed it in on Rick here. So it could be a nice 4-way battle for 1st. And Harv has lost it going into the hairpin. Unfortunately, pushing him even further down the track now. Causing a yellow flag. Who else was that? Harv is DNF'd. Harv has now DNF'd, unfortunately. So we are 2 people down. So, Ish losing a bit of ground, apparently, according to the timings on Alu. However, Alu has closed in ever so much slightly on his teammate. I'm not sure if this ring is going to last the entire race. Now, all 14 laps. Ooh, Rick getting a little bit out of shape coming out of that corner, rear end. Alu now under half a second behind his teammate. Ish a little further back, but still within a second. However, DRS isn't a thing under the wet conditions. Instead, a little bit further behind. Oh, Alu literally closing in on his teammate's gearbox there. So Alu getting the job done. Sorry, my other half decided to, pop head in the door. Alu getting ahead of his teammate there. I'm ever so sorry I missed that. Let's see if I can go back and catch it. But yeah, Alu now through in first. So Alu getting it done by the hairpin. That was nicely done. So yeah, Alu now pulling away. Ish closing in ever so. Quickly on him. Rick there, but losing out a little bit. The wet conditions are so treacherous here. It is unreal. But I must admit, the wet conditions in this game are a bit of a nightmare. So Ish losing out a bit on Rick there, but Steb closing in on Ish. Is he going to make a dive into the hairpin, or is he going to... No, he's going to save it for now. Nice little turn there. Short shift up, making sure he doesn't get a bit of wheel spin, making losing traction. Nicely done through there. Alu getting the fastest lap at 1:44.9. So Alu pulling away, he's now over a second away from his teammate. Ish losing a bit of ground to Rick as well, it's now just over a second for them. Steb keeping ground somewhat. But Rick getting back within just over half a second of his mate here. Teammate. So we got an issue. I think it may be Mitch. Yeah, Mitch lost it going through sector 1, allowing Sven to catch him and overtake. So yeah, not having a great time in the wet back there. It's the only problem with the wet tracks though. They are a bit of an issue. So Ish falling back a little bit further now. He's a second and a half behind the leading two. So, and Rick getting the fastest lap at 144.8. He's really pushing his teammate here, not letting him get away, and just filling his. Hyde has lost it into sector 3, just after the chicane. Maybe getting a little too much wheel spin coming out of there. But yeah, he's slipping a little bit further back. Here, the wheel spin on those cars coming through those corners, it is not nice for those guys at the moment. So yeah, so we have 3 retirements this evening. We have Pappy, Harv, and Stell. Hyde's losing out a little bit more, unfortunately, just diving into the pits. I'm wondering if he had a little bit of damage or something like that. Ooh, these guys not having a great time with the wet. Ali getting a better line out of the long right-hander there than his teammate did. Again, not the easiest of tracks, especially in the rain. The rain makes it a bit of a nightmare. So we've got a few scraps going on here. Hype's getting a little bit of wheel spin there. Harm ever so close behind him. Then we've got Ish and Stebba. We've got Alu and Rick, the teammates. And then we've got Mitch and Swen. So yeah, we've got 6 laps left to go as well. So it should prove interesting. So Rick has lost a bit of ground out to his teammate somewhere along the line. Ish and Steb are now closing in. They are now going to be pushing him for second place. So it looks like the rain could be in for the entire race, unfortunately, which means we could see a few more people spinning. I hope we do not, because it is not the nicest of things to happen to you. I had it happen last week in Spain. Burnt out my rear tyres, so that caused me some pain. In fact, it caused me a great deal of pain because I don't like losing, if I'm honest, and I don't like not finishing the points. Nico getting a 3-second penalty there for track limit. So people losing a bit of ground now. Obviously the tyres are now so 8 laps old for these guys. So yeah, they're going to be easing off a little. The biggest gainer out of all of them is Hype Skolzy. He's actually improved by 8 places, which is pretty cool. Oh no, Nico got a speeding penalty. Okay. So yeah, all the guys up to 8 lap or tyres. So yeah, they're going to be, game having a bit of a glitchy moment here. I don't know whether that's what's going on there. So yeah, it appears Ish is having a few issues there, allowing Steva to close in a bit more. It's also allowing Hype Skolzy to close in, and he's losing ground on these two here. Oh, Rick getting the fastest lap again, pulling even closer to his teammate. I think it's about a tenth quicker than the fastest lap last time. So he's now on 144.7. Yeah, Ish seems to be losing a bit of ground on these two again. Stebber and Hype's ever so close behind him. Could it be a nice juicy fight till the end of the race between these two? We've got 4 laps left. Seeming to be ever so close right now. I reckon it's going to be a nice juicy one until they cross the line. I'm not going to guess who is going to come out on top, because every time I do, something happens. So I'm just going to leave it for now. Steb losing out on a bit of ground, and losing out on a lot of ground. He's just been overtaken by Hype, so he's now up into 4th. So having a bit of a crisis coming out of a corner maybe, which is unfortunately putting down a position, and Hype pulling over to try and break the toe. Nice little outbreak there. How's this going to work? Hype doing the undercut through the corner, getting a nice bit of power down. Oh, was there a little bit of a touch there from those two? And who's that? Hyde's gone out. Hyde's gone. He's lost it through turns 1 and 2. And Mitch getting a 3-second penalty for track limits there. Multiple warnings. Which is always a bugger when that happens, especially in the rain. So it looks like the fight between these two could be going on for another 3 laps. Which means we could be in for an interesting race until the final flag. Getting ever so closer into that hairpin. He's getting to see his teammates gearbox, but getting a little bit of wheel spin coming out of that corner. In the dry it's bad enough, in the wet it's even worse. So, what is going to happen between these two? Rick getting losing it ever so slightly there, getting a little bit of wheel spin, still managing to keep the car though, so he hasn't lost it. However, getting on that curb is not a good thing in the wet. Even in the dry is a bad idea. I think it's the tyres that are doing it. Obviously 11 lap old Inters around China, really not the greatest thing in the world. Rick getting closer and closer to that rear, just, snapping out from underneath him. Oh, Stebber's gone. Stebber's gone. What's happened to Stebber? concentrating on the fight between these two up front, and Steba is gone. Was there contact between him and Twanish coming out of the corner? Or did he just lose it under the tyres being so old now? Because these two, and especially Rick, is struggling at times. So Rick keeping it within the second, showing his teammate that he is literally not going to be going away anytime soon, between now and the end of the 14th lap. However, Rick is struggling in certain places on his tyres. Ali's also struggling in a different sort of way. Oh, nice little gear change from Rick there to change how he came out of that corner. Much better than what he did the lap before. Ooh, you can hear it in the rear wheels. The rear just wants to, snap and get out of there. I mean, they're pulling a massive gap here behind third, sorry. It's now nearly 6 seconds. These guys are literally pushing each other to the end. However, Hyped is literally crawling all over the back of Ish, which we are going to watch with great interest as well. However, it's these two that I'm more interested in because obviously they are closer and they are teammates, and I want to see how this goes. I know they're both respectable drivers and they wouldn't do anything to hinder anything. But it's always interesting watching teammates race. Looks like Rick just lost it there. Now slipping the second behind, obviously we're on to the last lap, so we're going to be watching these two and Ish and Skulls with great interest. And let's go down to Ish and Skullsy. Ish having the same problem as Rick. Listen to that gearbox as it changes, going down, sounds so rough. So Rick closing in on Alu again. They're just heading down to the hairpin for the final time. And Rick losing out on the hairpin, going a little bit wide over the thing. So Alu's going to cross the line in first. Congratulations to Alu for the victory there. Rick a little further above, well now having a 3-second penalty, but crossing the line in second. Third is Ish, fourth is Hype, fifth is Harm. A little further down we got Nico, crossing the line in sixth in the Red Bull. Everyone finishing the points who's finishing, which is pretty cool. So next we got Twanich, and Nico set the fastest lap as well. Well done mate. So Twanich in seventh, and Mitch and Sven a long way behind after their issues. Here comes Mitch, spinning the car, loose the wheel after he crosses the line. And Sven coming home in ninth. Final points position finisher tonight. That's hilarious that the AI just drives into the car in the middle of the track, you know. So, well done to Alu Palu for finishing first in China this evening for round 4. His teammate finishing in second, Rick. Well done, you guys, and Ish on third. Great race, guys. Sorry I missed the beginning of it through obviously internet connections. A few other things going on. So, unfortunately, missing a few things. I do apologise. Next week it will change. So, Alu Palu finishing first, Rick in second, Ish in third, Height in fourth, Hamid fifth, Nico sixth, Twan in seventh, Mitch in eighth, ninth is Swen, and then unfortunately in the DNFs we have Steba, Hyde, Stellapus, Harv, and Pappy. So unfortunate, guys. Thank you though for joining us. It has been a pleasure as always. Don't forget, follow us on our Instagram page. We have weekly updates on things like Drivers' Championships and whatnot. Don't forget to follow our Twitter as well. And thank you very much, guys, for joining us. We will see you next week, hopefully. Have a good one, guys.